What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Hum Baby Prospects channel. And today, the Stanford Cardinal, in their first game of the 2023 College World Series, get matched up with the #1 seed, Wake Forest Demon Deacons. And unfortunately, Wake wins the game in comeback fashion today. It was very close. Stanford was hanging on to a one-run lead for so long, just trying to hang on. It got scary. They got out of a few jams. It looked like they might pull it off, but no, Wake Forest came through on a big clutch RBI, 2 RBI base hit by Danny Corona, the DH, his only hit of the day, but it's the only hit he needed. A great hitter, and Danny Corona came through big time with the hit. I think we have the clip, matter of fact. And we'll go through some of the things that happened in the game as well. A great attempt. Definitely, it's not over. You know, it's a double elimination College World Series. We'll check out some of the other teams still fighting for a chance at being the last team standing this year. But unfortunately, Stanford not able to pull this one out. Wake Forest gets the win. Stanford the loss. Also earlier today, TCU loses to Oral Roberts with it looked like who were dead in the water in the 9th inning, and in an amazing home run. Oral Roberts, who has just been amazing, is a Cinderella story for them. They take the victory over TCU. So Oral Roberts won earlier today, and that's really not what we're talking about, though. Unfortunately, Stanford, the big hits just didn't have them today. A disappointing inning. What's up, Logan? The Cali Okie connection. What is going on? We will break this one down. Stanford did get the scoring started early in the first inning. It looked like, hey, maybe they'd be able to score a bunch of runs today. Didn't turn out that way. You had Tommy Troy, who's probably the best, highest prospect on the team right here, looking to go early in the draft this year, first round pick potential. But Tommy Troy had a base hit. Of course, Park had a base hit to get this game started today. Montgomery walked, and Stanford had a chance to score big. Malcolm Moore, who has been incredible, got hit by a pitch that brought in the run. Unfortunately, that was it. Drew Bowser, who's been so good lately, popped up to end the top of the first, but at least they got on the board. But in the bottom of the second inning, it was a bomb by Wilkin to tie it up for Wake. And at that point, it was tied 1-1, top of the third. And again, scoring, some decent early scoring for both teams. And Stanford was able to add another on a single by Graham. And he has been a big power hitter. I haven't seen a lot of power from him lately, but first baseman Carter Graham with a key hit there to bring up, to give Stanford the 2-1 lead at that point. And then it kind of stayed that way all the way through a long rain delay, which kind of just put everything on pause. Both pitchers had to come out of the game. They had to bring in new pitchers. So a long, at least a couple hours, I don't know the exact time, about an hour, 55 minutes, maybe 2-hour rain delay. The game resumed. They got into a jam in the 7th, got out of the jam. Shout out to pitchers for Stanford. Some of the relief pitchers came in, and Drew Dowd pitched very well. 2 solid innings of relief. Can't speak, but Nick Dugan got into some trouble, put a couple guys on base, struggled to throw strikes. Probably should have brought in Bruno earlier. They tried to get Bruno warmed up as quick as possible, but got out of the ended the rally in the 7th. They couldn't do it again in the 8th. And Wake Forest again with the key base hit by Danny Corona. They take the lead, and Stanford is just unable to score in the 9th. And that is it. That is it. So Minacci closes this one out, and Stanford loses the game. So Wake Forest takes it. Oh yeah, Oral Roberts, what an insane performance and comeback there. That was just, you just kind of thought it was over, just kind of going through the motions, watching it like, yeah, it looks like Oral Roberts not going to win today. Not looking good at all. Not looking good for them at all. Anyway, boom, boom, boom. Oh my God, they do it. Oral Roberts comes back and wins in not walk-off fashion, but they took the lead in the top of the 9th, and then it just stunned stunned the TCU fans who were in the house and the TCU players and coaches. They just absolutely stunned them. So, but yeah, I mean, look, Stanford is a really good team. Not going to give up on this team. Tommy Troy went 2 for 4 today. Carter Graham had a great day going 3 for 4. But unfortunately, Drew Bowser, really tough one. And Drew Bowser came into the season as one of their best players, and he's been getting hot lately at 3 home runs in the series against Texas. But he goes 0 for 4. They came out with their regular lineup: Park, Troy, Graham, Montgomery, Rios, Moore, Bowser, Campbell, Becerra. This has been the lineup that they've been using for the last weeks or months even. Haven't really moved away from it, haven't utilized the bench at all, even though they have some good players on the bench. They've just going with these 9, and today they just couldn't quite get it done. So shout out to Joey Dixon, who pitched well, and the bullpen did their best. But Wake Forest, they are the number 1 seed. This is definitely a hole you don't want to be in to start the College World Series this year, but we'll see what Stanford can do going forward. You don't want to give up hope. We do not want to give up hope. Thank you guys for being here, and everyone who's checking out this stream after the fact. Let me know your thoughts down below on Stanford giving it a shot today. Play-by-play for tonight's Giants game, Logan wants. I don't know, Logan. What do you think? Should I do play-by-play for tonight's Giants game? I do have a little behind on some work for some of my other channels. And actually, at Eric's house, I need to put up a couple of movie reviews over there. And I put up a post here that I'm live here. We'll see if anyone else shows up today. But we do have the College World Series bracket right here. As you can see, is a little bit confusing. All of this that's outside of the middle is the teams that have been eliminated in some of the regionals and super regionals. Regionals are double elimination tournament. You can see a lot of teams were involved. Texas Tech got eliminated. UConn, Florida A&M. So many teams were involved in regionals, advanced to super regionals. That's where Stanford was able to take out Texas somehow in that very exciting 3-game series where Texas came back in the first game, but Stanford stayed strong. And they had to do the same thing, losing the first game here of the College World Series. Gonna have to do it again. Meanwhile, LSU beat Kentucky. Oral Roberts somehow beat Oregon despite being completely just, I don't know how they came back from that comeback where Oregon came back from down like 10 runs to beat Oral Roberts, and Oral Roberts somehow did not, kept their heads up. They kept fighting, and they won the series and ended up moving on to the College World Series. Certainly, if it's not going to be Stanford this year, I'm team Oral Roberts for sure. That's just a great story right there. And hey, we'll see what happens here. But yeah, other than that, Virginia lost to Florida, and that's what it is, y'all. That's what has happened today. So same here, 100%. Cannot give up on. You can't give up. You gotta stay strong. And this is a really awesome Stanford team. Really love this team. And I think with that power in the middle of the order with Graham, Montgomery, Rios, freaking Pac-12 player of the year. He's been incredible. Malcolm Moore has been just clutch lately, and he's worked with the pitchers. He's been great. Drew Bowser, when you have a guy like Drew Bowser batting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seventh in the lineup? 7th in the lineup for Drew Bowser? That's pretty damn impressive because he came into the season, like I said, one of the better players and one of the bigger names. And he didn't have the best year, but he's getting hot lately, and he's hit some big bombs recently. Not today, unfortunately, but just a really solid team. Not to mention, of course, Tommy Troy, who is their best just pure hitter. He did go 2 for 4. They did what they could today. Shout out to this entire team, but Wake Forest was the pitching was just phenomenal from the bullpen. It couldn't do much. Seth Keener came in through an inning and a third. He struck out every single Stanford hitter he faced. I believe he faced Bowser and struck him out on 3 pitches, made it look like Bowser never played baseball before. I mean, these pitchers are they're genuinely legit. So you can't say anything. You got to give a shout out to Wake Forest, and we're going to move on. I'm not sure when the next game is yet, but I'll try to be here for at least a post game, maybe a play-by-play. We'll just see, but I'm going to definitely be following Stanford throughout and the College World Series as well as we wait to see what is going to happen. But let me know what you guys think, man. I mean, what do you think? Did you watch the game? Florida Gators. Yes, Florida Gators. Florida Gators are in the College World Series as well. The orange and blue, okay? This is going to be a fun one this year for sure. This is the first year that I'm actually going to be covering it on the Hum Baby Baseball Network, which continues to expand. And we're over here on the Prospects channel. I hope next year to cover Stanford throughout the season. I do lots of play-by-plays, lots of in-person games on the road and at home. Lots of they came to Stockton earlier this year in that game. A really exciting win for Stanford in Stockton against the University of the Pacific, and a big home run that day by a guy named I forgot his name off the top of my head, but he's a role player. He comes off the bench, but he's got big power. We haven't seen him lately here. Gonna have to look at their roster, because they really stick to that lineup, and that's just kind of the philosophy right now. They got their best 8 guys out there. You would think you would try to give the bench a little more work just in case you need them, because they're going to come in cold. But yeah, I saw Court McDonald's a really strong outfielder. He doesn't get much playing time, but he is a freshman. He's got a bright future for Stanford. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm looking at. This is the Stanford roster right here. Yeah, Court McDonald, look for him in the future. Henry Gargis is the guy I was trying to think of. He's a senior, so this is his last year, but good power. Very strong lefty. I don't think he's going to probably get drafted, but I hope that he can continue his career somehow, maybe in the independent leagues or something, because he's a really good player. Obviously, we have a backup catcher here, and it's a really good team. Quinn Matthews, that's a weapon that we're going to see here, hopefully in the next game if he's ready. I think he's had enough rest, and Quinn Matthews, that is the man. That's the stopper right there. Hopefully, he'll be starting the next game. Matt Scott, another really good arm for this team. Carter Graham, big power. Expect him to get drafted this year. And, of course, we don't talk about Bruno. So it's a really solid team, top to bottom. Max Meyer is a solid lefty. He pitched solid righty, a relief pitcher. He pitched in that game in Stockton earlier this year and impressed. So my teams are doing good, except OU. OU had a good season, but they fell a little bit short of the College World Series this year. I think they made it to regionals. I want to say I'm almost sure they made it to regionals, if I can find them on here. Oklahoma State got eliminated. That was in the tournament that involved Washington, DBU, Oklahoma State, and Oral Roberts. And Oral Roberts, last team standing in that series. I'm not seeing OU. There they are. Yeah, OU got eliminated in Charlottesville. They were playing within East Carolina, Army, but Virginia was the team to advance. I was definitely rooting for Oklahoma as well in that regional, but OU fell short, but they got a lot of talent. I do have some prospect videos for them as well coming on to the channel soon. I still got to edit it, put it together, but I got so much footage, so many videos of college baseball this year that I still got to work on. So yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes, but Tommy Troy to the Giants would be within our pick range. Yes, at 16. I hope to get Tommy Troy. I really do. I think he's the best available player, who's not counting the top 10 obvious guys that we're not going to be able to get, because Giants lack hitters who can actually hit, put the ball in play, make contact, and not just hit for power or strike out. And he's a guy who rarely strikes out, although I love Drew Bowser. I'll take Drew Bowser as well, but I think he's going to be more of a later round. I don't know what round, second, third, not really sure, but and look for some of these guys that we saw today as well from Wake Forest. Wake Forest, obviously one of the better programs just in general when it comes to baseball. And I definitely expect quite a few of the names we saw today. Rhett Lauder is one of the pitcher that we saw out there. Brock Wilken. Did he play? He did play. He went 1 for 2 today with 2 walks, got on base 3 times, and drove in 1 of the 3 runs. Brock Wilken is going to definitely be going in the draft this year, probably possibly first round. He's actually another name to look for. So Brock Wilken's a guy in the Giants range as well. Tommy Troy and Brock Wilken both, and Rhett Lauder, the pitcher. So both those guys will be possibilities. Sean Keener, who we saw today, he's going to be going in the draft this year. Several guys here. Camden Minacci, who closed out this game, he's going to be going in the draft this year. Camden Minacci, look for as a future closer, as a future hardcore reliever. Tommy Hawk, who led off today, hit .353 on the year. He's going to be going in the draft this year. So yeah, watch these games. I always have on the back of my mind, who's going to be possibly getting picked this year. Pierce Bennett as well. the right fielder for Wake Forest, will be available. All these guys, there's going to be it's going to be off the charts. How many of these names are going to be taken this year? Bennett Lee, the catcher, as well, went 0 for 3 today, but really strong catcher and a good player. So this is his team. Danny Corona, I haven't heard much hype on, but dang, I like what I saw today for sure. See if we can find out more about him. Danny Corona. Is he a sophomore? I'm not sure offhand. Freshman. Is he a freshman? That explains it. Sophomore. He's a sophomore, so he's not going to be in the draft this year. But Danny Corona with that game-winning hit, what turned out to be the game-winning hit, he definitely came through with a big one today. Vanderbilt is usually the big time in college. Yeah, Vanderbilt's a big name too. Farhan likes local guys. Local softball. Oklahoma softball can't be stopped. But it is what it is, ladies and gents. So, yeah, let's just hope that that they can keep their season going, and let's freaking go. So that's all. I just wanted to talk about this game really quick. A disappointing one today. Not a ton of action offense-wise, but got to give the player of the game today. Well, let's do one for Stanford and one for overall, because overall, Danny Corona for that hit, 2 RBI hit. We'll check it out once again. Has to be the overall player of the game today. Shout out to him for the big hit. Could you guys hear anything? Because I heard no audio when I played that. Maybe I don't think it has any audio, but it could just be my speakers. So just out of curiosity, could you guys hear anything when I played that that clip right there? Because I couldn't hear crap. Farhan likes the local guys. It seems he does. Logan, that's the one thing I kind of like. Off the chain. Women's, of course, don't follow men's. It's good. It's good. You guys can actually hear it? My speakers must be off or something. Oh, no, you couldn't hear. Oh, you couldn't hear. Okay, y'all couldn't hear it either. Okay. I'm good then. I'm good. I just want to make sure my speakers are working. Yeah, it must be no sound. Must be a soundless clip. No problem. But as for Stanford today, great game today. Great try, I should say. Good game. GG. Wasn't an embarrassment. Went out there and played hard. Couldn't quite hold the lead. It got really scary, and I really didn't think they were going to hold the lead. I was just hoping the offense could add more insurance, because I didn't think one run was going to be enough, and it wasn't. And the offense just couldn't do much today. Malcolm Moore hit by a pitch, but I'll give it to Carter Graham. Carter Graham has been a big, powerful hitter. He went 3 for 4 today and had a key RBI. Carter Graham is, I do have a video on Carter Graham on the Hum Baby Prospects channel. So I definitely know about Carter Graham. But all in all today, a loss. Oh, you got to get the locals. They feel better. They're local. They're local. They are local. I want to thank Logan and the Karaoke Connection for stopping by today. Y'all were the only two. I think I saw another person hopped in once or twice, but yeah. Next year, that's going to change. Next year, we're going to be doing lots of post games, lots of videos, and hopefully we'll build a bigger community over here on the prospect side of things. But as for now, we may have some more people stopping in later to check out the post game show. If you're stopping in after the fact, make sure to hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. That's all we got for today. Thank you guys again, and we'll see about tonight with the Dodgers game. Keep an eye out, Logan M. Logan, I don't know if I'm going to do a play-by-play on that or not, but we'll definitely be here for the post-game show. That comeback was epic, absolutely epic. And like I said, if Stanford doesn't make it, I'm all the way, all day, going to go for Oral Roberts. Love a comeback story, a Cinderella story. That is absolutely awesome that they're doing this well. They haven't been in the College World Series. I want to say 1978, but I want to look that up. Could be wrong on that. It was 78. Oh, 78. That's their only other time that the Golden Eagles have made it to the College World Series. 1978. 1978. They did make it to regionals in 2006. And that's it. That's it. They have quite a few appearances in the NCAA tournament. A few conference tournament championships. And I mean, this is a good baseball program. conference champions. I mean, they've been conference champions in their conference. Remember, it's not a Power 5 conference, but they've been regular season conference champions several times since 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 02, 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 18, 20. I mean, they're a great, everyone knows it's a really good baseball program. But when you start playing with the big boys, they haven't been able to keep up. But 2023, look out for Oral Roberts. So absolutely historic. Like I said, they're good in their conference, but they're stepping it up now this year. They're saying, forget that. We're going for gold. We're going for gold this year. And after that, okay, that would be my first pick is Stanford. Second pick, I hope is, or this is as a fan, not actually picking, but Oral Roberts, I would be root for second. Third, we got to go, TCU or Florida, LSU? I mean, again, I'm a long-time Louisiana visitor. Love Louisiana. But I guess I'll go with Florida 3, TCU 4, LSU 5, Tennessee 6, Virginia 7, and Wake Forest last because y'all just y'all just beat Stanford and y'all are really good and we need to get them eliminated. But no, if they do, they are a great team though. So there you have it. Thank y'all for being here. I do appreciate it. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, which you already have, and I do appreciate that. We'll play that last hit one more time. Sorry, there's no audio. I didn't realize that at the time, but yeah, good one today. Very exciting, close game. Couldn't quite pull it out. Rain delay did jack up Stanford a little bit. I saw you commented that. It kind of, I think that's probably true. It didn't help for sure, but end up losing the ball game today. Y'all have a wonderful day, and we will talk to you in the next video or stream. So keep an eye out, and we'll definitely see you tonight in Los Angeles for the post-game show, Giants-Dodgers. And I'm pretty sure we'll have more than 3 people. So make sure to hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. We'll see you tonight over on the main channel. Thank you for being here. If you're just jumping in, Stanford did not make it, didn't quite win today, but still alive in the tournament. We'll turn the page and try again. Wake Forest gets the W. Very, very impressive performance from Wake Forest. Their pitching staff is awesome. And Danny Corona, the sophomore, comes through with the 2 RBI knock. Good job of hitting right there. And I still got to shout out to the boys. Stanford did very well. Bruno, Dugan, Dowd, and Dixon all pitched their hearts out today. Just wasn't enough. So we'll talk to y'all next time. Thank you again. And buenas noches.
Belt hits a high drive to right. Blackman bag or make that Tapia out of here. Hammered out into right center field. Is anybody there? No. 2 runs are going to score. Longoria, with 1 swing of the bat, has tied this game up.